Oh no, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. What was everyone screaming before? And I kept telling ya, yo, stop bringing up my man's name in this situation because y'all gonna make the block ha. If you recall, everybody kept saying, yo, this Diddy stuff, but they ain't nothing about Kanye. Y'all always talking about Kanye. Oh no. It comes across my radar that they trying to throw Kanye into some Diddy stuff. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. This is why I call cap. I haven't even seen the video yet, but I call cap. Do you guys know who this singer is? I'm not too sure if I've ever heard any music. If I have, if there's a popular song that we've heard, let me see, actually. Let's check real quick if there is anything we've ever heard previously from her. Damn. Yo, she got a song with the Migos, 143 million views. Oh, no, I'll say it ain't so. Oh, no, it's somebody credible. Oh, no, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Do I know this song? Ah. Oh no. R.I.P. Takeoff. Wow, I actually remember this. Oh no, oh no. Okay, so now the story is a little bit more credible. So I guess it's a famous singer. I was gonna be like, oh, who's this girl? No one knows. She's trying to get clout. The girl has a. I just looked at the first video, 143 million views. If she got that, I'm sure she got more. Let's see her. Damn, I was not expecting that. She almost got 1 million subscribers on YouTube, bro. 11 million views. Call Me 1.9. Lullaby 11 million views. Start Over 3.3 million views. Champagne 8.6 million views. All to say is that the girl looks like she has clout. So this hurts me even more now because it looks like there's some backing too. Also, you guys know how much I love Ye. We support Ye every single function, album, clothing. You got me walking around looking like a Jedi in these streets. Not even because I haven't worn anything yet. I've been looking in the closet like, when am I gonna go outside looking like Darth Vader? When will that day come? And looking at Shorty, she looked like Ye's type. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below. We're on that way to 10,000 subscribers. Bro, we literally, before this video, probably like 45 minutes ago, we ordered like 3 more pairs of pods. No cap. I want to make a video size 2 versus a size 3 and a size 10.5. Which one looks better? But let's get back on topic. Let's see what's going on here. We will be doing a giveaway at 10,000 subscribers, so sub up. Let's jump.
How do you add a moderator? I don't understand. Like, what's going on with you? Why did you leave the industry? Why did you fall off? Is the music industry as evil as people say it is? And I was like, it's more evil than you could possibly imagine.
Shout out to Truth Is, the Truth Network. I forgot the name of the channel. He got 2 different ones. That might be both of them. But shout out to him. I know he's going to definitely probably a video coming out from him today regarding this subject.
And I went into depth like a little bit, and I was like, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, add a moderator because this is going to be crazy. There we go. Cool.
Shorty knows she about to drop the juice. Nah, I need a mod because these comments about to be crazy when I drop this bomb.
I was like, yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones. I got out. I was like lucky enough to only be like assaulted like twice. And
that's terrible to hear, being raised by a single mother, having sisters. I was lucky to only be assaulted twice. So how about the others? How about the others? And she looked good as hell. But how about the others? That's not the topic that we're trying to speak about. Keep your mind focused. How about the others? If she was lucky to only be assaulted twice. So it's like the industry knows about all these people and they just choose when to out you. Like they've been knowing about Diddy and it just happened to be his date.
I was fucked with more than that, but it was 2 times that truly like left like an impact on me. And people were like, oh my God, like only twice. Like stop diminishing what you went through. Like no one should go through that. And I'm like, yeah. All right, and I was never actually going to tell this story, like ever. I was going to kind of like go to my grave with this because, you know, in my perspective, it's like, what's the point? Who would believe me? What good would it do? I don't have proof. I'm not going to file anything. But because of recent events and the things that have come to light quite recently, I felt the need to kind of come on here, and I felt like it was my time to kind of just tell this story. And it's pretty much one of the reasons.
Let me say this. I don't think she's going to be the only one to come out to have a story in the industry. I do not believe she'll be the only one. Everybody's starting to feel more comfortable with something in the air in 2024.
That I lost a lot of my love for music in that sense, like making it public in that sense. So if you have been paying attention to what's going on, like, you know, like Diddy has gone down, like shit's coming out about him. It's kind of like irrefutable proof of the evil shit that goes on behind doors. And if you've noticed, people are accusing Kanye now of the same type of shit. And my old manager, Lauren, has kind of been the whistleblower.
And if you don't know what's going on with Kanye West, let me just give you a little background. So it looked like he had an assistant before, which we'll do a video on that right after this. But it looked like he had an assistant before, and the assistant happened to be, if I'm remembering correctly, she was an OnlyFans model. Kanye reached out to her, gave her a role, but then she said it started getting weird with Kanye texting her with like sexual demands. I don't know exactly every detail of that story, so I want to make a video on that where we can go deeper into that. Any information I might have, I'll give you guys a quick little snapshot here just to see it.
I've been concerned about a lot of the women in Kanye's orbit for a long time. He obviously needs an HR department. I think he needs some help himself. And I hope this woman gets justice if these allegations are true. And I am curious to know how this might affect his current marriage.
Well, I got to say, I'm glad you mentioned that, because Bianca Censori, his wife, was working there at the same time as Lauren.
As a designer, right.
And
she was a Yeezy designer.
Right. And she was there at the same time. Obviously, we haven't heard from her, but...
at all.
Tangled web.
Ever.
Tangled web.
It's getting scary. It is getting scary. And people have already been trying to cut Kanye off with every other thing, with every other angle. This is the last angle left. And I think this would be the one to bring him down. He'll always have a cult fan base, but I think this would be the one to finally ruin his image in the industry. He just got a #1 track. Something like this goes on his shirt. Carnival would be so easy to be played all over radios and everything. But we shall see.
And I wasn't going to say anything. I'm very proud of her. I'm very, very proud of her. And I'm so glad that she's stepping forward and kind of saying what's going on. And again, I wasn't going to say anything. And then I saw that, you know, it became public.
Oh, wow. So the girl she's actually talking about, the assistant, that's why she said Lauren, that too suing Kanye. So June 3rd, it actually just happened 10 days ago. Lauren Pisciata sues for disturbing claims. Kanye West has been sued for sexual harassment, wrongful termination, and a breach of contract by a former assistant. Lauren says that she was hired by West while she was managing his Yeezy fashion line and worked on 3 of the tracks for his album on Donda, which dropped in 2021. She alleges the embattled star would masturbate during their phone conversation and asked her if she could guess or hear what he was doing, according to a lawsuit filed on Monday, June 3rd. That is really disturbing. Rappers alleged sent her sexual text messages, photos, and videos, which included content of West having sex. Lauren began working for West while she was running an OnlyFans account that she claimed she made $1 million per year. He then asked her to quit OnlyFans and solely work for him, promising to pay her the same salary she made from the app, to which Lauren agreed. The sexual harassment started after she fully left her previous role. Lauren claims she eventually climbed her way up to the top of chief of staff while dealing with West's alleged misconduct, earning $4 million a year. Oh, damn, he was dropping the bag. When West fired her in October 2022, she says he failed to pay her an agreed $3 million severance package. Ye tries to throw a reverse card on June 4th, 2024. West responds to Lauren's allegations with his own series of claims per Rolling Stone. His legal rep called her baseless, accusing her of blackmail and extortion. The settlement alleges she was terminated for being unqualified, unresponsible with sums of money, including up to $4 million annual salary. Numerous documents indicates of her lavish lifestyle, unhinged conducts. It goes on to allege she used sexual course to obtain money and gifts from Mr. West. Plans to countersue her. Don't want to go too deep into that because we want to make a video about it. But whoa, it's sounding crazy. It is sounding nuts. I apologize, Nikki. Take the floor.
And I clicked on one of the posts that were saying like, oh, Kanye's ex-assistant is coming forward and saying that, you know, sexual assault and all these things. And I was like, yeah. And then I looked at the comments and it was like, fucking liar. Like, none of this is true. She's doing this for money and fame and clout and all this.
Whole fan base, I'm telling you.
So mad. It made me mad, and I like started to comment. I was like, you know what? Let me stop. So basically, I'm telling this story now because, like, you guys know me. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm out of the industry. I left LA. I'm in like the nowhere, on a farm. Like, what could I possibly gain from this, right? Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not filing any sort of suit, so like I'm not getting money from this. And you know.
Is that weird that she's not filing a lawsuit, but she's coming to Instagram? Because you could still be sued for saying something like this. But is it weird that she's not filing a suit? If she's so amped about her ex-manager doing a suit, if this was true and she had a lot of evidence to support this information, why would she not go after the money? Disgusted, discard you, all this and that, but you're happy your friend went through with the lawsuit, but you won't, but you'll tell the world for free. I don't know, that seems a little bit weird to me. Is there not enough evidence to support her claims? I'm not too sure. I don't know about either party, but that is something to know.
Know that, like, I always, even if it makes me look bad, like, I'm very, like, brutally honest. So me coming here and saying all this, if you've seen the post about the assault suit or the misconduct, anything like that, like, And if you see the things about like, oh, she's lying, I'm here to say she's not. She's not. Every single thing that she said in that lawsuit is 100% true. And I know that because not only have I seen all of the evidence firsthand, but I was actually there for one of these situations. And this was one of the things that made me want to leave and back out and get out. And if you know, like my like day one fans, they've always wondered, like, what happened with you and LP? Like, why aren't you friends anymore? Like, what was the falling out? And there was a falling out. And a lot of it was just, we were in two different places. There was a lot of things going on. And me, personally, like, I had reached that point because of this shit that happened to me. Done. Like, the industry had almost killed my love for music because of what I had been through. And I had lost my love for it. I didn't want to be a part of it anymore. And you know, she is more of a businesswoman, and she wasn't done. And so we were in two different places. And so there was a falling out, but, and she had to keep going. Sadly, she figured it out on her own. So let me just tell you guys a story. So
Facts.
like I said in my one post, like, I've only been assaulted twice. This was one of the two times that kind of changed the trajectory of my life and my career.
Do you guys think she's gonna tell us both times or just one out of two?
So I was 19. And if you know anything about me,
that makes the story worse.
I, went viral at 18 on World Star and then on YouTube and like kind of rose to fame really quickly. And I was doing rap covers, so a lot of rappers were reaching out to me and asking to work.
I did not know.
And sorry, I'm getting real-time feedback right now. So all of a sudden, like, people were reaching out and wanting to work, and I was 19 years old. Like, I had just left home. And working with my manager, and we were in LA and doing all these crazy things. And all of a sudden, I got a call one day, and it's like, hey, like, Kanye wants you to come to the studio. And we were just like, what? Like, Kanye knows who I am? Like, what? This is crazy. So we go. This happens like multiple times. Like, you can find it if you go back and find headlines, you'll find proof of it. Like, we were working with Kanye, and he was like, I want to know what you're doing in your new music. Like, I want to hear your tracks. I want to play mine. I want to know what you're doing with this fashion stuff, because like your style is like so cool.
That's arguably one of the best compliments ever for Kanye, to say your style's so cool.
Big enough, like, he said it publicly, like, you and LP were, the muse for Yeezy season 1, because like he went back and asked, like, oh my god, you guys are like so cool, like you wear like shapewear as real clothes, like that's so dope, like blah 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 blah, and like had his people go through my wardrobe, and he wanted me to be the model for Yeezy season 1, and I went and I flew there and I did all shit, and I was like, I'm fucking doing this. Like, there was something just not right about it. Anyway, every time we would go to the studio with him, it was like, yeah, he wanted to work on music, but there was something right about it. Like, he would pull up his laptop and he would have like bookmarks of all of our pages and like our Instagrams, our Snapchat, Twitter, all of that, and like our pictures saved. And even now, like, even like a year ago, I'm still getting DMs from people in the industry like, yo, like, me and Kanye used to sit in the studio for hours talking about you and your manager, like he was obsessed with you. And I was like, whoa, okay, crazy. Anyway, back to me.
White woman in leggings with big breasts. It does look like Kanye's flavor. With the bob cut, it does look like Kanye's flavor. It does look like Kanye's flavor. Not saying none of this is true. I'm hoping it's not true against my man. Yeah, he might have just liked Shorty and has no game because he always had money. We don't know. That could have just been his way to shoot. We don't know. Nothing has been pushed yet against the envelope. Let's see. Let's continue watching.
Being 19 years old, this was probably the last time that...
she's 19. I do keep forgetting that. That is weird. I keep looking at her like her right now. Like, oh, nah, she's bad. Look like a grown MILF. And then she keeps saying that. I'm like, ooh, yeah. Even though it's legal age, people know how I feel. All my friends know how I feel. I like the old heads. My drone's older than me. I'm never... That's the last card anybody can ever use on me.
Went to the studio. We got a call. It was late. We were living in LA. And we get a call, and it's like, hey, like, Ye wants you to come to the studio. And we're like, cool. Like, why? And he's like, he wants to work on music. And we're like, that's great. And so we go. And it's like somewhere in LA, some studio we've never been to before. And we show up and walk in. And it's, we're there to work on music, right? Like, that's why I'm here. And we walk in, and it's Kanye, and it's Diddy.
That's a scary sight.
A couple of people that we know, men, and executives.
Diddy in the cut. That's a scary sight. Woo!
That worked with Kanye's engineer, and Kanye's cousin. And we walk in, and we're like, okay, cool. And immediately I was like, there's something not right. There's something not right about this. Because we walk in, and there's 9 other women there. And don't kill me for this, because this is what they call them. There were 9 studio hoes there. Like, I'm all about women's rights, do whatever you want to do, but don't shoot the messenger. That's what they call them. Women who show up to the studio in their full club outfit. at the studio, it's like they're only there for one reason. They want to leave with someone who's there. They're called studio hosts. That's just what they're called. And there are 9 women there. And we're like, that's weird. I thought we were here to work on music. And like, we were invited, like I was invited as an artist and my manager. So I'm wearing double XL sweatpants and like a giant hoodie, slob. And like, you know, my manager's there in her usual suit, like black leggings, black zip up. Like, we're just like, this is strange, but okay. And we walk in and there's all these ladies there wearing their club gear, and Kanye and Diddy are already like out of mind, just like completely drunk, but probably something else. And we're like, okay, but like we were invited as artists, like maybe these girls are gonna leave and we're gonna work on music, like let's just walk in and just, yeah. Immediately, I felt like there was something weird, because, you know, there's always drinks, there's always, you know, the vodka and the mixers just like sitting on the table, but we walk in and immediately Diddy hands me a drink, Kanye hands Lauren a drink, and we're like, that's weird, like, why are they serving us?
You better never take. I've heard enough things about Diddy passing drinks, and that's the last thing you remember. You better not. Rick Ross, he still got to answer where he put the Molly in the drink, and she ain't even know it. What house were you at? Where was you? Was you happen to be on Star Island? Where was you?
Put Molly all in her champagne. She ain't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that. She ain't even know it.
He said that part in the song. Now, where he was when he put that in the drink, we've never heard. He never gave us that much. We didn't even know it. Nobody knows except maybe one.
And I don't like to drink. Like, I don't like alcohol. I don't like the way that it like makes.
Also, let's forget, even if there was nothing in the drinks, these girls were 19. And if this happened to be months later and she's still 20, she is still underage. So this guy is giving alcohol to a minor. Ooh, Lord, this story sounds disturbing.
It makes me feel sick. So
she is biased, though. She has some information that she ties her back to her ex-manager.
But my manager, since the beginning, she was just like, I know you don't like to drink, but if someone famous hands you something to drink, even if you don't want it, just like hold it and like pretend, because you don't want to seem rude. And I was like, okay. And it was like a vodka cranberry, and I was like, oh, gross. And so I'm just standing there with my back against the console, just like pretending to sip this drink. And I'm like, I'm not fucking drinking this. This is gross. And my manager was sitting across on this couch with Kanye's cousin, and then the other girls were sitting next to her. And immediately I was like, there's something fucking wrong. Like, I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what to do. But I just like felt that there was something not right.
Who's Kanye's cousin? They kind of implicated him in this story as well. Who is his cousin?
But I didn't fucking know what to do. I was 19 years old, like just left home a year ago, new in the industry. I didn't know what to do, but I knew that there was something wrong, basically. And I was standing there pretending to sip this drink, and my manager was sitting across from me. And, you know, if you know about like my past and like us being together, like she's very much reserved. And people would always say like, oh, she's such a bitch. She has like a resting bitch face. And it's because she has like a severe like social anxiety. Like she just wants to like sit in the corner and like tap on her phone and like not talk to anyone. So she's not a bitch. She's just very shy. And I see her across the room holding her drink. And it was weird because I noticed as I was standing there just kind of just like wondering what's going on, Diddy kept looking at me and Kanye kept looking at Lauren, and like they were exchanging glances. And I'm like, they're like watching me strangely. And I'm like, okay, let me pretend to drink. And like, I'm not actually doing it. And like that seemed to like make them happy, like me like pretending to like join in. And immediately I'm like, there's something in this drink. There's something in this drink.
Ross, what was in the drink? What was in the drink? We must know. They gotta call that nigga to the stand. They gotta call him to the stand. What was in the drinks? It sounds like you know what was in the drinks, because you said she didn't even know it. What was in the drinks?
And I didn't know what to do. My manager was like across the room, but like close enough, but like not next to me, so I couldn't like whisper to her. But I wanted to tell her, I'm like, hey, don't drink this. There's something wrong with this.
You gotta get those
but
eyes
I couldn't.
close.
So I reach for my phone and I start to type.
No
and
job.
Kanye takes the phone out of my hands and he's like, "Who are you texting? Like, you don't need to text anyone. Like, we're having a party." And I was like, "Okay." And he like puts it on one of the speakers, and I'm like, "Now what do I do?" Like I don't know what to do. And I see my manager take a sip, and I'm like, "Now what do I do?"
Sunken place.
And then I see her take another sip.
Ooh.
2 sips out of this little vodka cranberry cup, and I'm like, "Oh." What do I do? 2 sips, and I watch her face flush. And all of a sudden, like I look over and she's speaking really loud and like making jokes. And I'm like, whoa, like this isn't her. Like she doesn't make jokes. She's
To defense, regular liquor, not spiked, would do something like that to you. Regular liquor, you start hugging your friends and telling them, you know I love you, right? I want you to know that though. Repeat with me. I love you.
Started drinking at 6 a.m. and we're here now. I don't know what time it is, but I'm rolling deep. And those cars are going real fast and real laugh, son. They're going.
You know that, right? My man Cozy is my brother from another mother. But if you guys meet him, he's also mad, shy, and quiet in person, which is I always give him a whole bunch of round of applause for doing the whole YouTube thing and still always making dope content. Go check out his channel. But 2 shots in that nigga, he turns to Bernie Mac. He turns to a stand-up comedian. Who you with? How you with me? I'm like, this nigga don't even talk. He don't even talk to strangers. Talk to strangers. This nigga start going up, roasting strangers. My vlogs say enough.
Woman gonna come to me. She just asked me the goddamn thing she wanna do. She said, Mac. I said, yeah, that's my name. She said, can I ask you a question? I said, yeah. She says, does it taste like pumpkin pie?
Into the defense of Kanye and everybody else in that room, liquor alone could make you, turn out of body, stand-up comedian. There's something in that liquor.
Fucking terrified of people. Like, she doesn't even talk. And I was like, it's already hitting her. Like, 100%, I just knew that the drinks were all laced with something.
With alcohol?
And she starts, like, almost being, like, belligerent a little bit, but not in, like, a crazy way, just, like, really enjoying herself. And I'm like, that's not her. That's not her. She doesn't even want to be here. Like, this is weird. And all of a sudden, she, like, dismisses the studio host. Like, she's like, you can leave. And I'm like, oh, my God. Like, what's going on? And the girls file out. They go to, like, a different studio, or they go somewhere. And I'm like, I have to do something. I have to do something. What do I do? And I go to get my phone where Kanye put it on one of the speakers. And as I'm going to get it, I turn and my manager's walking out. And I'm like, no. Like, where are you going? I'm already seeing people being like, this is cap.
Cap.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Is there a fitted to this? Is Shorty thinking of the story as she's going along? What do you guys think? Let me know down below. You guys know I love Ye, but I always tell you we're not biased in this channel. We always like to hear all stories of what's going on currently in the industry and share our personal opinions. That's all we do. As of now, does this sound like the truth? Does it not? I don't think she said anything that makes me think it's not true. You get me? Nothing's really self-incriminating right now. Weird, yeah, for sure. But I've been around dudes with no game that are weird. Actually, there is a crime. 19 to 20, they're drinking alcohol. That's the super weird parts of it. They are overage as an adult, but they're not old enough to drink in the United States. Unless she's telling us they're in Canada or somewhere else. In the United States, that's a crime. But as of now, that's the only thing that I've noticed. She said her friends started turning up, getting belligerent. Have y'all never got drunk on a Thursday when you was in college? Have you? College last weekend. Like, bro, Trey, salute. You already know this vibes. We was out here turned up. So I don't know. Enough for me to say that their drinks were laced. Not really. Not yet. Nothing crazy.
What do I have to gain? Let me just ask you, what do I have to gain? I'm farm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not in the industry anymore. I'm not filing a lawsuit.
What you do have to gain is to support a friend. That's the only thing you have to gain right now. That's the only thing I can see. Though not filing a lawsuit, it's weird to me. The fact you would go and isolate yourself out, share this story, and then not file the lawsuit with your so empty your friends doing it. That's
lawsuit. So I'm not getting paid. I'm not looking for clout because who about me? So why would I lie about this? This has been 9.5 years since this happened to me. Why would I? Let me go on. Whatever. Yeah, so I see her start to leave. And I'm like, where are you going? And she's like, it's fine, I'm just going to the bathroom. And I was like, no, stay. And she's like, it's right there, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay. And she walks out. And all of a sudden, I realize that I'm in this studio. The music's low, the lights are dim, but you can still see.
You should go with your girl. Isn't that another weird thing about this story? Don't girls go to the bathroom together? That's another thing. Every time I be seeing girls just meet and they be like, girl, I'm about to go, we'll go to the bathroom.
See everything.
Just saying.
And
gotta pick up
I realized that I'm in the studio with Diddy and Kanye, and they're both off their shit. And there's 3 other men, an executive that works with Kanye, his engineer, and his cousin, and me alone. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I haven't started freaking out yet. Like, I know what the situation is. I know this is a bad place to be in, but I don't really feel scared yet, because I'm like, there's other people around, there's other men around, and I know them. Like, I've known them for a while. Like, nothing bad's gonna happen. And I'm standing there, and I realize that so this is like a pretty sizable studio. There's like the glass doors, the couch there, a console, another console, the screen, all of that. But it's pretty big, but you can still see and talk to everyone easily. And I realize that I'm standing really close to the exit, and it's a glass door, and it opens in, and I'm standing pretty close to it. And I realized all of a sudden that Kanye and Diddy have realized that I'm the only girl in the room. And they're like fucked out of their minds. And they start coming towards me, and they're like, don't you want to take your clothes off? Like, it's so hot in here. And I'm like, no, fine like this. And they're like, come on, like, it's just us. Like, we're all just friends. Like, let us just, like, see, like, how you look. And I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And, like, I still haven't gotten scared yet, you know? Like, I'm still, like, this is a bad situation. I'm creeped out, but, like, there's no reason to panic. There's other men here.
Shorty, stop reading the chat. Get into this. She keeps writing back to being trolling. She'll reply back, F your mother.
Yeah, so they're coming towards me, and I'm like, okay, this is fucked. I don't know where my manager is. I don't know where anyone is. And they're coming towards me more, and they're trying to, like, take my clothes off. And I'm like at that point where I'm like, this is not good, but I'm like still trying to like play it off. Just like, stop, you guys are fucking stupid. Like, get out of here, like, don't touch me. Like a little bit scared.
Grown men tugging and pulling on your clothes. You're 19 and 20 years old and you're a little bit scared. Where does this turn up? She said it's one of the scariest moments in her life. That's not scary enough. I'm picturing Diddy and Kanye right in your face, mad clothes, like, come on, take it off. What are you doing under there? How you look? Like, that shit sounds terrifying. All jokes aside.
And don't talk to anyone I know at all. And tell everybody never talk to anyone. That anyone don't talk to themselves. Don't talk ever again.
Okay, so let me just get to the point. So they start trying, like, they're like pawing at me. Like, they're both drunk, probably on something else. And I start to get a little bit apprehensive because I'm pretty much like backed up against the wall. Like, there's only one exit and I'm pressed up against this door. And I'm still not completely terrified yet, but I'm like, you guys stop, like, stop. And they're getting to the point where they have like ripped my shirt off, and like I'm like almost fully exposed at this point. And they're both coming at me. I'm like, you guys, like, seriously, this isn't funny anymore. And I look to my left where his executive is. Like, we know him pretty well. Like, we've been around him a lot. He's literally 3 feet away from me. Like, if I reached and he reached too, like, we could touch. Like, he's that close. And I look and I'm like, hey, like, I give that look where I'm just like, come on, like, step in, like, this isn't cool. Like, you're a grown man, like, you're like 50 years old. I know you have a family, like, you know this isn't right, like, do something. And this is the part that for as long as I live, I will never fucking forget. It isn't actually the aspect of being sexually assaulted. That's not what haunts me. It's this. It's as these 2 grown men were pawing at me, trying to take my clothes off. I look over to this man asking for help, and I literally mouth the word help, and we lock eyes, and he looks away.
You look the opposite way, Ocean.
I'm like, okay, 2 more men in the room.
Eyes are getting watery. She's a singer, not an actor. She's a singer, not an actor. There is some emotions back there. When I do see women cry with tears, that does sometimes give a little backing to the story. Now, there's a lot of women that cry without tears. I'm seeing her eyes getting watery. We know her as a singer. We don't know her as an actor. So these emotions, to me, look real.
And I look to his engineer next, who's sitting right next to him. And I know that he's married, and he just had a little baby girl. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna do something. And I look at him next, and I'm like, okay, like, do something, say something, do anything. He looks down at his phone and starts texting. And then I was like, oh, fuck. I look at Kanye's cousin next, and I'm like, do something, you know, do something. And he spins his chair around, and that's when that, like, gut-wrenching fear set in. And I was like, oh, shit, no one is saving me tonight.
And what's her friend doing? Taking a pill? Because it's been the longest bathroom break ever. Each individual person in the room spin one by one like an individual character. I'm visualizing this crazy. Now, is it real? Is it fake? I wasn't there to know. The story that we're getting is very terrifying. I'm here shaking in my space boots.
No one's gonna do anything. And that's when I was true. At this point, they had ripped my shirt off, and they were trying to get my pants off. And I realized that I was completely alone. And I closed my eyes for a second, and I was like, God help me, what do I do? And as my eyes were closed, this is gonna sound weird, because I bet a lot of you are wondering, like, how did you get out of this situation? My eyes were closed, and I prayed, and I said, God help me, what do I do? And it was like clear as day. I heard this in my head, and it didn't make any sense. I heard, go towards them. And I was like, oh, fucking great. The one time I asked God for help, Satan answers, because why would I go towards these 2 predators who are sexually assaulting me? Like, why would I do that? And then all of a sudden it clicked. My back was up against the glass wall. I could not go any further back. That was the only exit. He said, go towards them. They were already drunk off their shit. So I lunged forward. I stepped forward, and it, like, threw them off balance. Like, they were like, oh, you know, and, like, they stepped back at least 1.5 feet. And the moment that they did, I reached behind my back, I pulled the door, and I slipped out, grabbing my clothes. And I ran across the hall.
Yo, did she play Kill Bill? Am I tripping? She pulled the door back, grabbed her clothes with one hand. She says she wears gym wear. If you're getting sexually assaulted, is leggings and spandex that serious? But again, we're not here to judge. I'm just trying to puzzle all this together. If I'm in that situation and my drip be costed, I'm leaving all that. I'm leaving everything. I'm just trying to get up out of there. But okay, she spun, grabbed it. She said she lunged with her backhand. I'm just trying to see how she did it. Door. How the hell you do it that way? You would have to do it this way. So she would pull the door while grabbing clothes, if it's on this side or it's on this side. Let's say it's on this side because I'm not Dr. Octopus. So grabbing the clothes, opening the door, switching hands with the glass. Right here, I would get stuck, but okay. I'm just trying to make sure that this doesn't make sense in my head, but maybe it does to you guys. This is why we are here together watching this. If you guys understand this, please let me know down below how this was done so swiftly.
Across this corridor, and I hid inside of an empty studio that was black. And I sat there for like 20, 25 minutes, just like crying, like, what the fuck do I do? And I'm texting my manager and she's not answering. And eventually, I don't think I'm supposed to say this next part because it could hurt her case, but basically, everything she fucking said is true, basically. Because what I saw next, I fucking saw it. I was the only one who wasn't drugged. I was the only one who didn't drink their drinks, whatever it is. I was the only one. So I saw what happened next and who was involved. And that's why I'm a part of this lawsuit and like named in it. And yeah, it just, I got us both out and I got us in an Uber, and she obviously didn't remember anything because she was drugged and I wasn't. And apart from the aspect of, looking for help and they turned away, the only other thing that really, really fucks with me is, what about all those other girls that were there? Those 9 other girls who were drinking the drinks before we even got there. Like, I know none of them got out. I know none of them got safe.
She did say in the beginning that that's their profession. They're called studio. To her terms, I've never heard this term before, but studio hoes. So why is she saying got out? They're trying to get in. Got out. They're trying to get in. You said that's their professional job, to go to the studio, sit around, drink and smoke, and then see who they could leave with. I'm just trying to make sure I'm following the story along correct.
Saved that night. And I'm like, did they remember? Did they even know what happened to them? Moral of the fucking story, stay out of the industry. If you have daughters, make sure to tell them that they're idols they should never meet, and to never fucking go to the studio with anyone, even if you're invited there as an artist, unless you have a bodyguard with you. I thought I'd feel better after telling that story, but I really don't. But I guess the point is that, the same shit happened with Cassie. As soon as she said what happened, no one believed her and they gave her so much shit. And it wasn't until videos came out and more people stepped forward that people were like, oh, she was telling the truth. And I'm here to warn you guys that more people are going to come forward. So believe her when she's talking right now, because it's the truth. I have nothing to gain from this. If anything, I'm making myself a bit of a...
I do believe more will come out. More will come out against Diddy and a lot of other people in the industry, not just... I'm just sitting here dazed out. Like, yo, imagine Diddy offered you a shot at De Leon. I'll be in my head like, nah, who else would I rather... Before all this, who else would I rather take a shot at De Leon with? Seeing how excited Rick Ross was in that video. De Leon! De Leon! I'ma need a shot.
That's the last shot you're gonna take. Oh, Lord.
Okay, so this is what she went into the bag with, talking about her manager, which her manager is currently suing Kanye West right now as being his assistant, which I guess was her manager. There's a lot to unpack in this story. She did take 30 minutes to just tell us that she was underage. They tried to give her liquor, which that's a crime right there. They also were tugging on her clothes, pulling against her, trying to get her clothes off. By the grateful way of God, they did not. So I'm not sure if that's a charge. I still think it is harassment, probably sexual harassment for sure. Pulling on somebody's clothing and all that. Sexual harassment, it could be another one. But I'm confused of when she said, I saw what happened. Is she trying to say that they R-worded her friend? Like, what is she trying to say? What happened? Because then she says, I was the only one in that studio. I saw what happened. It was true. I thought what we read was just her friend talking about him sending her videos and she continued working for him. And then Ye now is saying he's going to countersue them for lying. We'll see what happens. There's a lot coming out right now, but this is scary. And we wouldn't even, with all the stuff Kanye's been dealing with lately, trying to battle and Adidas and all that, is this really what he needs to have on his head right now or on his jacket as he's trying to fight all this? It's him in any way. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below, share your thoughts. Do you believe her? Do you not? Is there some holes in the story that just didn't make so much sense? There were some parts that had me a little confused, like pulling the door, grabbing the clothes. But again, maybe she was being a little more dramatic to tell us the story, to make it a little more exciting. I'm not too sure. Let me know what you guys feel down below. Subscribe to the channel. Until the next one, we out.